right now on DC News Now.
Dozens of families under evacuation for a third night after a massive home explosion rocked a Northern Virginia neighborhood. How much longer they could be away from home and how crews are working to find a gas leak.
Remembering Reverend Jesse Jackson.
We fight for justice and fairness. We need more than a new president. We need a new direction.
We look back at his extraordinary life and the legacy he leaves behind.
And DC Council members getting their first briefing 1 month after a massive sewage overflow into the Potomac. Their concerns as repairs continue.
With the cost of furniture on the rise, furnishing your home could get pretty pricey. We're out with a local DC influencer touring estate sales to help you stretch your dollar.
Also staying warm for now, but rain is on the way. Meteorologist Eamon Matson will tell you all about it ahead. We start with breaking news at 4. U.S. Capitol Police arresting a man charging toward the Capitol building with a loaded gun. Police tell our partners at News Nation that it was a long gun that the man was carrying, and he was wearing a tactical vest with gloves on.
Yeah, they found a gas mask in his car. Congress is not in session this week, so lawmakers are not on the Hill right now. Both chambers are set to return, we know, soon on Monday. This is a developing story. We'll keep you updated on air and online as soon as we learn more.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And good afternoon. I'm Annalisa Gale. Right now, dozens of neighbors are still evacuated from their homes after a massive home explosion in Centerville, Virginia.
Neighbors, they were evacuated Sunday night, and today we learned from officials that those neighbors could be out of their homes for a few more days.
Yeah, meantime, fire and gas crews, they remain on scene trying to figure out the source of the possible leak there. DC News Now's Randy Bass has been following the latest developments for us all week. Randy, you just heard from some concerned community members leaving a tense meeting there.
Yes, about 4 dozen homes and families who live in them still evacuated tonight for a third night after that massive explosion earlier this week. Crews still here on the ground trying to find the source of that leak, and neighbors we talked to today tell us they just want to know when they can go back home.
People were concerned. People are angry that they're displaced. People are concerned that it wasn't detected beforehand.
Centerville neighbors searching for answers at a community meeting 2 days after a massive home explosion on Quail Pond Court. Elevated gas levels in the area forcing them to evacuate from their homes Sunday night.
We want to know what happened. We want to know how long this is, are we safe? Are our homes safe?
No one was seriously injured in the blast, but neighbors living in dozens of nearby houses still not able to go home. Frustrations coming out at that community meeting closed to press Tuesday morning.
It went from the community being glad that they're being removed from a potential not safe environment to now, when can we get our cars? When can we get our possessions? As they should.
Fire department officials also giving an update.
We're estimating, and it was a very rough estimate, another 24 to 72 hours out of their homes.
Crews from Washington Gas are back in the ground here at the scene.
Washington Gas has multiple dig sites in process as they try and access the lines, determine which lines in the area are leaking. There's multiple lines. That has not yet been determined. We're hoping that occurs at some point today.
And depending on which gas line is the problem, it could force the fire department to evacuate even more homes.
That quarter-mile radius would expand it to about 100 additional homes. Again, we're not saying that that's the case yet. If that were to be the case, our goal is to provide 3 to 4 hours notice to those residents.
Yes, and some of those displaced neighbors we talked to, they tell us Washington Gas has reached out and told them that they are willing to help pay and reimburse them for accommodations, finding a place to stay while they are away from their homes for the next day or even several days. There's also another community meeting tonight at the Cub Run Rec Center that starts at 7 p.m. In Centerville, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. Obviously, Annalisa, very disruptive for the folks that live there, but safety comes first.
Yes, yeah, definitely a tough situation for them, but thankfully the weather has been helping emergency responders who are working out there right now, Damon.
Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday too, with all that going on. It's just good that we don't have any extremely windy conditions going on with all that happening, and yeah, overall, things are staying relatively quiet. Now, if you will, on the weather front, the one headache we've had throughout the day today, we just have not been able to shake the gray. First, it was the fog early this morning, and then it was stubborn cloud cover that just barely gave way through the middle of the afternoon along the I-95 corridor and near the district. But just as quickly as that first batch got out of here, look what came right back in. More clouds are streaming in overhead from the west. So we barely got even an hour or so of that sunshine across the eastern half of the region. And the temperatures reflect that. Look at this. We have been one of the chilliest spots in the region inside the Beltway. D.C. only at 46 degrees. We were never able to warm up from earlier this morning. Annapolis, Lexington Park in the 30s, but look at the effect the sun had off across some of our western counties. It's in the 60s, 63 in Cumberland, 61 Winchester, and even 59 down toward Orange, and that is because there was that more prolonged sunshine before the next wave of cloud cover rolled in. So we'll continue to see that spread in our temperatures, but as more clouds fill in during the overnight hours, we'll all basically level off in the 40s, and we do keep some mild air in place as we head on toward our Wednesday. So we're still trying our best. We're still keeping this warm up going through the middle of the week, but is there more cloud cover and then some rainfall to come along with that? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. We are following another breaking news story. Montgomery County's officials say that a child died from an accidental shooting. Montgomery County Police say that it happened on Maple Leaf Drive just before 3 this afternoon. We have a crew headed to the scene. We'll update you as we learn more.
And right now, another ruling in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Salvadorian immigrant unlawfully deported last year. A federal judge ruling today that Abrego Garcia cannot be redetained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It's another blow to the Trump administration's effort to keep him locked up while it attempts to deport him again. They attempt to deport him again. The injunction follows an emergency order the same judge handed down in December that also blocked officials from taking Abrego Garcia into immigration custody. But unlike the earlier ruling, the government can appeal the new one up to a Richmond, Virginia-based federal appeals court. Abrego Garcia was unlawfully deported once again to El Salvador last year, then brought back to the U.S. to face federal human smuggling charges in Tennessee. Now, Garcia is a lawyer issuing a statement about that ruling, saying in part, quote, the government has tried one trick after another to try to get him redetained. They went on to add that we hope that the government does not appeal this order and instead finally comes to the table in good faith to work out the details of a removal plan to Costa Rica, end quote.
Well, back here in the district council getting its first briefing on the massive sewage overflow in the Potomac River. The Potomac Interceptor collapsed on January 19th, nearly 4 weeks ago, with several overflows occurring since the last one on February 8th. DC News Now's Mariel Carbone. She joined us live at the Wilson Building. Mariel, obviously council members expressing a lot of concerns today.
Yeah, a lot of concerns. And just to clarify, there were several overflows after that initial date, but they say there hasn't been one since February 8th. Now, council members today, they say they are concerned about transparency and about the public message going out. We know with today's meeting, it wasn't publicized, it wasn't televised, and the press were not notified about a press conference happening after it. A council member is concerned that people in the DMV are all getting different messages.
I think there's been a lack of clarity.
That's a big concern for Ward 6 council member Charles Allen, who organized this council briefing with DC Water.
We've got messages on the DOE website, for example, that say
don't go in the water, but no signage there. I was at Georgetown Park last Saturday, and there were kids splashing in the water.
This has been a very, very complicated break.
According to David Gaddis, CEO of DC Water, 243 million gallons of sewage have flowed into the Potomac River. It all started January 19th when the Potomac Interceptor collapsed, with multiple overflows happening after. A temporary repair is in place, with sewage bypassing the broken pipe through the C&O Canal. Emergency repairs on the pipe will be complete in 4 to 6 weeks.
Our crews are nearing completion of an enhanced bypass system.
The problem at Lock 10 along the Interceptor wasn't a surprise. In fact, repairs were scheduled for this summer under the agency's capital improvement plan.
It happened to break on us before we were able to get to it. And we had slip lined a portion of this site before this, and this was just the next segment of it.
DC Water says there are 20 locations where they're conducting additional inspections. At this point, it's unclear the cost of the emergency repairs, if the funding will come from a rate increase on customers or from governments in Maryland, Virginia, and DC.
We've committed to sharing our environmental remediation plans and what that looks like. We will do the same with cost. We are not at that phase yet.
And Gaddis says that the EPA has been briefed about this, but at this point there is no federal agencies working with them to make the repairs. We are also told that public meetings are going to be scheduled. They're hoping to get the first one set for next week. Reporting live from the Wilson Building, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. And today, Maryland Governor Wes Moore spoke after President Trump's comments blaming him for the sewage spill. And he says in part, quote, that I love the fact that the President of the United States is finally realizing this was his job, and he hasn't been doing it for the past month. He goes on to say that, quote, if the President really wants to be helpful, I'd love his support for Western Maryland, where people are still waiting on disaster aid that they earned and desperately need. Well, civil rights icon and two-time presidential candidate Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, has died.
Yeah, for more than half a century, he fought for justice and equal rights. And right now, many say his impact will live on here in the DMV and around the world.
DC News Now's Yamari Sase joins us live in Northwest this afternoon with more. And Yamari, how much of an impact did he have right here in the district?
Yeah, well, he definitely had a big influence right here in the district, from stepping up into that presidential stage and then also becoming DC's first shadow senator. Reverend Jesse Jackson has left a lot of legacy behind, and especially this mural right here. Although many are mourning his loss, they are definitely happy to see this mural up here because it just says it's a reminder of his legacy.
He meant a lot to D.C.
For decades, Reverend Jesse Jackson stood at the forefront of the civil rights movement, demanding voting rights, economic opportunity, and real political power for marginalized communities.
Very important person for our country, and what he did for the African American community.
News of his passing Tuesday brought a wave of sadness, but also gratitude for a life that helped shape a generation.
He did so much, and that it's also happening during Black History Month. It was really disheartening to hear that.
In 1984 and 1988, he made history, becoming the first African American to run for the presidency on a majority ticket. And in 1990, right here in the district, he became DC's first shadow senator.
Residents of DC need fair representation, and Reverend Jackson understood that and was a strong advocate for it.
And when he was in DC, there was one place he always made time for, Ben's Chili Bowl.
He loved the Ben's Chili Bowl, and when we served breakfast back in that time, that was his favorite time, to come early in the morning.
He even surprised the owners one day while a mural of him was being painted.
He just climbed up on the ladder and put a little bit of his talent right into it. It was so touching for me.
Through it all, Jackson preached unity, believing America was strongest when its pieces came together.
If we put those patches together, we could, in fact, build a quilt, a mosaic of what America should be and could be.
Now, Jackson was 84 years old, and his family says he will be laid to rest in his hometown of Chicago. We're now reporting in Northwest. I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
All right. Thanks, Yamari. I had a chance to meet Reverend Jackson back in 2004. It was the 50th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education, in Topeka, Kansas, integrating schools. And I just needed to ask him a couple of questions because, you know, we had a deadline, and I just needed 2 quick answers, and it took us 10 minutes to get through the interview.
Oh, wow.
But he was very, very passionate about that. And so it was just something that he felt that he had to really go into depth, and he certainly did, and I did make deadline.
I love that. I want to hear more about this story at 5.